Hello, I am Gamer Vince, and this is another playthrough of Talisman Digital Edition. I'm going to be playing through, this time with the expansion that I have enabled, the Frostmarch. We're going to enable that, and you'll get to see a couple of different things that does. One of the big things that it changes is it gives you the option of doing different endings. And you can look at the different endings by clicking on this crown here. Whoops, there's only hidden ending, revealed ending, exclude standard ending, what have you. Because there's different endings you can have. The normal endings are either race for the crown, first one to the crown wins, or the normal where you have to cast the command spell and kill your opponents. But with the Frostmarch expansion, there's three other, endings that you can potentially get. There's the Crown and Scepter, which, it just basically means that you can't cast the command spell if there's somebody else is there with you, which I thought you couldn't do anyway. It doesn't actually make ecstasy and all the characters and you don't need to roll for it. So the Crown and Scepter is actually pretty much the same thing. It's pretty much the same thing to me. The ones that are significantly different, though, are the Warlock quests and Ice Queen. What the Ice Queen one is that you have to kill the Ice Queen when you get to the Crown of Command. And the Ice Queen has 12 Strength, 12 Craft. You choose which one you fight her with. And if you are defeated, bad things happen to you, and she heals back to full. Otherwise, you have to take 4 turns consecutively. You have to beat her 4 times consecutively. So that one's a little bit different because it adds that extra challenge, and she does have quite a bit of Strength and Craft. And if you want to automatically win those and have absolutely no chance of failure, you're going to need a 17 Strength or a 17 Craft. And it adds that extra little bit of a safeguard, to be perfectly honest, because you could potentially get to the crown without actually having very high Craft or very high Strength, just through lucky dice rolls. But you will not be able to beat the Ice Queen. You will not be able to beat the Ice Queen unless you have. You need a minimum of 8? Yeah, 8 Strength or Craft. Minimum. And ideally when you face her you'd have like 12 or so, 12, 13, 14, something that gives you an edge. So the Ice Queen actually adds a nice little safeguard. It does make the game a little bit longer because you need more Strength and Craft to get to the crown. And then there's the Warlock quests, where everybody starts with 4 random Warlock quests and you have to complete all of them and then make it to the Crown of Command. Which, that's very interesting, and you only get a talisman after beating all 4 Warlock quests, so that's very interesting. One thing that I actually think is a really dumb design decision, and I'm not sure if this is true, but I haven't found a way to make it untrue, is that you can't select an ending to play. You have to do a random ending. So if I wanted to play, say, the Ice Queen one, I can't just pick Ice Queen ending. That's not an option. I could do revealed ending and exclude the standard ending, but I can't be like, yes, I want the Ice Queen ending. That's do that one, or Crown of Scepter. I can't force it to do those endings. So I think that was actually kind of a dumb decision. I kind of hope they fix that maybe at some point, so that you can pick an ending to play. But for the time being, I'm just going to do Race for the Crown. I'm not going to do Runestones again, because I think Runestones make me a little bit too powerful. But we are still going to we're still totally going to pick an awesome character. So last time, I recommended Wizard, Prophetess, or Dwarf. I should have included the Druid as well. The Druid is pretty fantastic. But I figured, since I'm playing with the Frostmarch expansion, I might as well play one of the 4 Frostmarch expansion characters, and I'm going to play the Warlock, who is just all kinds of awesome. It says, at the start of your turn, you may gain a full complement of spells. It's better than the Wizard. You know how the Wizard, how it was great that the Wizard got 1 spell every time he cast a spell? Well, the Warlock gets potentially 3 spells. I think you gain 1 more Craft, and you're going to gain 3 spells at the beginning of every turn. Well, up to 3 spells, depending on how many spells you have left over. So that's just really, really good. And on top of that, it actually makes way more sense for you to complete Warlock quests now, because now you can get stuff from the purchase deck, which that's actually kind of nice. Because sometimes you're like, well, I could do a Warlock quest, but it's just going to give me a Talisman, which you may already have a Talisman. But now there's a reason to complete Warlock quests, even if you already have the Talisman. So that's kind of nice. It's not that great, but that ability, just you start with 2 spells, and you're going to gain a ton of spells. It's just pretty fantastic. So we're going to play the Warlock, and we're going to go up against a random opponent again. All right, let's start. Another nice thing that's about the Warlock that may not be readily apparent is that the Warlock starts in the inner circle. So you've got access to the Oasis and the Hidden Valley right off the bat. Of course, there are the risky locations as well, like all the locations that increase the strength of monsters that you encounter, but I feel like it's a worthwhile trade. The inner circle is better than the outer circle most of the time. One big downside for the Warlock, which I kind of overlooked at the beginning, is that he only has 1 fate point, which that's not very good. That's not very good at all. Yeah, we're gonna queue Time Steal because it's a terrible, terrible spell to have cast on you. It's basically going to steal his turn. So it's basically going to be my turn. Ninja's turn gets stolen, gets turned into my turn, and then I get another turn. So it's essentially 3 turns in a row, just like Time Warp. And we're off to a good start. Let's go to the Oasis. Let's see what we got here. Ooh, Serpent with a Strength 4. That's kind of unfortunate because I'm not sure we'll be able to beat this. No, I've already failed. Oh, no, I can't beat him. Cannot be done. I'll lose the life point. It's not so bad. Serpent in the Oasis seems kind of thematically appropriate. Alright, now I'm going to steal the Ninja's turn. The Ninja, by the way, actually I'm not entirely sure what the Ninja does, but I know he can't have followers, which is a terrible, terrible thing. Followers are very good. You may never have any followers. However, he can do like sneak attacks against... Yeah, he can do sneak attacks where he deducts his craft value from the enemy's attack. Which, yeah, and he can always evade. So he's very difficult. You can't ever like punch him into oblivion. I feel like the assassin versus the ninja would be like the worst pairing ever for the assassin, because the ninja could just constantly evade. Metamorph is not a particularly good one. You'll notice that cards with the snowflake symbol, those are from Frostmarch. This basically lets me switch out an enemy as long as it has the same strength value, which, what's the point of that? I guess I could switch out a craft enemy, or rather I could switch out a strength enemy for a craft enemy because I'd have a better chance of killing that, but I don't know, doesn't seem terribly good. Well, I got a Talisman. Sure, why not? I got that incredibly quickly. Literally, I guess it's my fourth round? Oh no, this is the 2nd round. Yeah, I forgot. And we're going to go here. Bag of Carrying is good, and Ice Fang is good, and Pixie. All good stuff. All nice little things. So the Bag of Carrying is kind of like a mule in that it gives you extra space to carry stuff in, but you can actually put stuff inside of it. I mean, it's basically a D&D bag of holding. That's what it is. That's what it's referring to. And the bag can't be stolen, and it can't be nicked with a spell, which means that all the stuff inside of it is safe. Which, that's kind of cool. That's very useful. But that said, it's not actually 100% immune. There are times when there are ways to lose the bag and everything else in it. So don't think it is 100% safe, because it's not. I've had it happen to me. Alright, so... No, I'd like to land on the Hidden Valley again. There's nothing really bad on the Hidden Valley. So I'd like to land on that again if at all possible. Let's hope we don't draw a creature. Oh, Storm. Darn. So it says everybody in the region needs to miss a turn. Unfortunately, the ninja is not within my region. So this essentially gives the ninja 2 turns. Because he gets his turn now, and then I have to skip my turn. So he's going to get another turn. Another thing that I'm not too fond of with this game is that notice that the game makes it my turn, then waits for a little bit, and then after a pause moves on. I kind of wish it had skipped that pause, because or make it a little bit quicker, or just say like skipped or something like that. You know, something have some kind of indication that why it's happening. Wow, I got really lucky. Back to Hidden Valley. But you know, I kind of wish it did it quicker and more efficiently. All right, what do we got here? All good things. I should be able to kill the rhyme spawn. In fact, I can't. Okay, now definitely one. There's no way. But I basically couldn't lose that. I could have had a standoff by rolling a 1 in the rhyme spawn, rolling a 6, but yeah. All right, so the Porter, by the way, that's another new card. He's basically a mule, but he costs a gold. Notice my gold went down. He costs a gold, and then you basically pay him. Unlike a mule, you have to pay him, and he'll carry your stuff for you. So that's not so bad. All right, what do we got? What do we got? Yeah, I think I'm gonna keep trying to exploit the Hidden Valley. Oh, I got a gnome. Oh, I got a gnome. The gnome. That's how I won the last game. Oh, that's really awful. I don't want to win that quickly. I feel almost bad. Because I already have a talisman. I have a gnome. I could try to win right now, and I'd actually have a shot at it. I mean, it wouldn't be a great shot. I wouldn't have actually the best shot in the world. But I'd have a shot. So if I can increase my craft just by a little bit more, yeah. Show yourself each character may gain his full complement of spells. Yeah, I already get that. So thanks, buddy. Thanks, buddy. Yeah, I'm not actually entirely sure under what circumstances I can cast Metamorph. So I'm just gonna queue that, and whenever I can spell it, whenever I can cast it, I will. Oh, and if he casts a spell, I will counterspell it just to get that out of my hand. Oh, yep. Please counterspell. Yep, counterspell that. There we go. I do not want him taking 3 turns. That is not a thing that I need him to have. So yep. So that got counterspelled. That's good. That moved a card out of her hand. So we'll be able to pick up a new spell and hopefully something more useful. Counterspell I don't think is terribly good. It's just one of those things where it could be good, but like 9 times out of 10 you're going to be having that in your hand just forever. Hydra spell. This is a spell that I absolutely hate because I've literally never ever used it. Counterspell, you know, I just used counterspell in a useful way. No temporal warp for the ninja. That's great. Hydra spell. So what it does is that like if he had cast temporal warp on himself, I would also get temporal warp by casting the Hydra spell, basically. Unfortunately, that never seems to happen. That's literally never happened. And I've played with Hydra spell quite a few times. Like I keep encountering it, but it's just never useful. I have yet to see a situation where it is useful. Alright, well, we're going to keep going around. Watch out for the Cursed Glade, because strength and craft derived from objects and magic objects doesn't count in that space. I don't have any objects that give me anything. Actually, that's not true. I have Ice Fang and a sword if combat happens, but I don't have much. Holy Grail, I can actually pick that up. I am not evil. Despite being like a warlock and looking about as sinister. I just want to point out how incredibly sinister this warlock looks with the robes, and he's got like the goatee and the evil look. Nope, he's not evil. I like how the wizard is evil. The wizard doesn't look that evil, but you know what? Valuable lesson to be learned here. Don't judge a book by its cover. We are all about learning lessons here. Get a water bottle. Sure, I'll take it. That makes it actually a little bit safer to travel around here, because if I get put in the desert, I'm not going to lose a life. Wait, where did I gain that craft from? Something's giving me +1. Oh, it's a Holy Grail, of course. Of course. Ooh, and now that I've gained a craft, I gain another spell, because now I can have up to 3 spells. And it's Acquisition. It's a pretty good one. Oh, he got the amulet. When did that happen? Darn, I can't cast spells on him. That's extremely unfortunate. So one of the downsides of doing a 2-player game, especially with a spell-heavy character, is that they can gain the amulet and just become immune to spells. And now I just can't cast spells on him. And he's not going to cast any spells, so the vast majority of my spells are pretty useless. Now, there are other ways to get rid of spells. It can happen. There are situations where you can just sell, like for instance, sell spells. But you know, those tend to be relatively unlikely. Alright, so yeah, we're fighting this. We've got a big advantage. Yeah, we won. So that's good. That is very good. I'll totally take that. Because if we can increase our craft by just a little bit more, I would make, you know, a run for winning this game. Another thing that I've noticed just about the AI is that sometimes they're not very good at, like, notice I think the ninja went onto this goblin sapper, whatever, however it's pronounced, intentionally. He wanted to go to that spot to get to that card, but then didn't use it. If he'd spent a gold, he could blow up any card. Not that there's anything particularly good to blow up, but, you know, at least use it if you're going to go out of your way to get there. Either that or don't bother. So, I don't know. I feel like the AI does that a couple of times, where it goes to a location seemingly specifically to get at a card, and then doesn't use the card, doesn't utilize the card at all. So that seems to happen way too often. He's got quite a bit of gold. Not that it really matters. We're in about as fantastic of a position as we can be. I mean, the game's barely started, and I feel like I'm already within throwing distance of winning. Because this is gonna upgrade. This is gonna. Oh, wait! Didn't I have metamorph queued? I guess that it was a. No, wait, I had Metamorph queued, and the way I'm reading it, I should have switched this with a Serpent, which of course would be bad, but why didn't that go off? Cast on an enemy who is about to engage a battle or psychic. Oh, I have to cast this on an enemy. Well, that's not very useful. That's not very useful at all. I can only switch out in enemies. How? And it has to be cast on an enemy, so the amulet protects him. So I'll just put the Hydra spell. He can't cast any spells either. He might drop the amulet if he gets a spell just so he can cast. That is something he might actually do. But if he doesn't, like, all my spells are pretty useless. So we're just going to be hanging on to them. So it doesn't even matter that we have 3 spells. We can't use them. You might be noticing that -3 modifier down there. That's the ninja's ability of subtracting starting craft from his opponents during combat. Yeah, you don't want to fight the ninja unless you have to. Oh, arcane, perfect. You may either discard any number of spells you have and gain 1 gold for each. Oh my god, that could not be better, because I'm just going to sell all my spells. I can't use any of them because the ninja has the amulet, so we're just going to sell all 3 of them and gain back 3 spells at the beginning of our next turn. So I think the last time I played this, I felt like I actually got relatively unlucky. I felt like there was a couple of rolls I should have made, and I feel like the thief got really lucky in the last time I played this through. This time around, exact opposite. I feel like I'm getting super lucky in a lot of ways. Black Ice, that's another one of those new cards. This one has to be used incredibly tactically, and for that reason I kind of like it. Essentially what it does is that you pick a space, and until the start of your next turns, for just a little bit, you basically, whenever you would land on that space, instead you land 1 further away. So you basically slide past it, which isn't actually that bad. Like, you can use it to get you to places. If you miss a place by one roll, you can try to get there. Or I didn't miss my place by 1 roll, I got it exactly. But, you know, if you miss it, or if you are about to hit a really, really bad space, you cast Black Ice on it and you just skate right past it. So that's actually pretty good. Oh, the Solomon's Crown. Well, it's been a good game. I feel like I think I can pretty much end the game right now. Well, if I win this fight, which I indeed have won this fight. And now I'm just gonna pick up that, and now I have 9. I now have the gnome, and I have 9 craft. That's enough to win the game. Which, that's just sometimes how it goes. That's sometimes just how it goes. The ninja is actually not doing that bad. He's like killing a lot of things. He's about to trade in some stuff for some strength. He's gaining items. He's got an amulet and an axe. The amulet is actually very useful against a character like me that's constantly casting spells. So the ninja's not actually doing that poorly. It's just that I'm doing so incredibly phenomenally, it doesn't even matter. I mean, with 9 craft and a gnome, you can... I think that's even what I won the game with last time. So, yeah, this might be an incredibly short video. I might do another playthrough of Frostmarch, because I feel like you got to see a couple of the cards, but you didn't see... Yeah, I already made it. That's... Oh, I just realized I have to fight a bunch of... Ooh. I have to fight a bunch of creatures. Ooh. I may have screwed that. Wait. Does Black Ice work on that? I'm not sure if Black Ice is going to get me to skip this part. You know what? For science, we'll find out. I just realized I need to fight some pit fiends at the end here that have all strength 4, and there might be a bunch of them, and my odds of beating them aren't actually that good. Now I can cast this spell, so I don't know. Guess we'll find out. Because if I can cast it on that spell, on that region. Yeah, we don't need the pixie. The pixie's never useful. We can cast it on this region, then we've definitely won. If we can't cast it on that region, we might be in trouble here. See, Frost Drake, it's just a dragon. It's pretty much, it's identical to the dragon. It just has strength 7. But yeah, the ninja actually made pretty quick work on it because of the subtraction. Alright, and we're going to cast Black Ice. Oh no, it doesn't work on it. Oh no. Oh noes. Alright, this could be tough. This could be very, very tough. We'll see. I accidentally may have killed myself doing this, which would make me laugh. I'm not going to lie. Like, here I am going like, oh, you know, we'll do this. We'll be fine. It doesn't really matter. I've already cast the spell. It's gone. So, I'll put it there. You can't. You're not allowed to go to that region, ninja. If you roll a 1, you're not allowed to go there. It's kind of useless. Alright, actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to cast random on myself, and maybe I'll gain a strength from it, or maybe gain something. I could lose all my craft, but that's almost irrelevant actually at this point. Or I could become a toad, which is about the worst thing that could happen. So I lose all my craft, which I think is just 1, which is not that bad. And I'm going to cast immobility on myself. Just so I don't have to move on. And I'm going to gain 3 spells next round, and I'm hoping my spells will save me. That's... If I gain a spell that says, like, double your strength, that'll help me out a lot. If it's, like, bolster something. I need something to help me out. Because if I have nothing to help me out, I might be in trouble. Hex is not useful. Destroy Magic's not useful. Vortex is not useful at all. The character must roll when I determine when he moves. All right. Well, if things go, if I roll really high on this, oh, I rolled 1. I got incredibly lucky. I only need to beat 1 pit fiend. So I got very lucky there. No, I didn't beat him. I did not beat him. In fact, he beat me. But that said, that's okay right now. We just have to fight 1 pit fiend. I just have to beat 1 to get through here. This is actually closer than I'd like to admit. I got a 3 versus the 4 on the pit fiend, and if I lose 1 more time, I'm pretty sure I'm just going to teleport myself out of here, try to heal, and try again. So this game might actually last a little bit longer. Yeah, Lucky Charm would be very useful for me right now. Alright. Oh, I didn't even get a choice. I didn't even get a chance to cast anything. Yeah, this might kill me. Oh, 6. That's good. That's good. 4. Oh, that means I win. Ah, I do win. Okay, so I actually cut this a lot closer than I should have. I'm still going to win. It did pay off. My hubris has paid off. My lack of foresight has paid off. I had all the craft I needed to make it through here, but I didn't have enough strength. Alright, so he got a talisman. He's just like, oh crud. Yeah, I've made it through. If I'd had to fight like 4 or 5 pit fiends, I would have been in serious trouble. I got really lucky that I rolled a 1. And we just win. That was an incredibly short game. I feel like this sort of highlights how random this game can be. I think that is literally the shortest game I've ever played. I played a Warlock who started on the inner circle, got a talisman almost immediately, got a gnome, got a bunch of craft. That was about as picture perfect of a game as there could have been. If I should have raised my strength, if my strength had been higher, then I would have made it for sure. If I'd had like 5 or 6 strength plus a weapon, then there wouldn't have been any question. I would have just defeated the pit fiends, no problem. I cut it really close there. I left it up to chance, but it paid off. All right, and yeah, I think I'm gonna do another Frostmarch game, one that hopefully won't go nearly as quickly. Oh, by the way, Pied Piper's most followers. That's what Pied Piper is. That makes sense. Do I have revenge? I don't get revenge. So know what revenge does. But Pied Piper's most followers. Okay, well, this was another playthrough of Talisman Frostmarch. And join me next time when I'm going to be playing Talisman Frostmarch again, and hopefully showcase a little bit more of the game and not win as quickly. Or lose as quickly, I mean, that can also happen. But yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.